Should attending church in prison help someone get early parole? My son will never get parole from the grave, so why should the church give early parole to the man who put him there? Why? Inside the system, the parole system tracks programs, certificates, and reports, but no one tracks the lifetime sentence victims are left to serve. For victims, the loss is something we live with every day for the rest of our lives. Hi, my name is Sarah, and most of you know me as Mama Bear. A drunk driver made a choice, and in seconds, my son Kinley was gone forever. Protect yourself before conviction. Publicly naming the accused can pose legal risks, including defamation. It may also provide a defense attorney with an argument that a jury is biased or prejudiced. Use the accused until a conviction is made. And like many victims, the sentence wasn't the end. It was the start of a new fight to prevent the killer from walking free. Many victims are often unaware that they should have a victim liaison to assist them through the parole process, and that they need to register to receive important notifications. Without this information, many victims don't realize that the system might continue moving forward without their knowledge. And this reality raises a difficult question that many people have never considered before. It's a question that warrants an honest conversation. The truth is, the man who killed my son had been in trouble many times before. He was given chance after chance until those chances ran out, and Mike Kinley lost his life. Sadly, stories like this are more common than most people realize. Victims find out the truth. The criminal gets all the rights, and we must fight for ours. My son Kinley should still be here. He was a doctor, a son, a fiance, an adventurer who felt most alive in the mountains in the open air. That was where he felt free. That was where he lived. He loved animals. His dog Marshall was by his side that night. And then the system started making decisions too. Decisions about plea deals, parole eligibility, and what might one day count toward early release. The most important decisions in my son's case were made quietly, without my knowledge, and sometimes while I was being misled by the district attorney's office. Lesson learned. Like most victims, I thought prison meant time served, not a system, and his family was already preparing for his release. Victims must be registered to receive notifications and be connected to a victim liaison who explains what happens next. But if you're not registered, you don't exist in parole. But here's the truth. I didn't even know a victim liaison existed. The trial ends, the system moves on, and victims are left behind. And when you speak with other victims, you realize this confusion happens far more often than people think. Inside prison, inmates can participate in programs that may influence how they are viewed during the parole process programs. Programs, certificates, behavior reports, participation records, in some states, yes, church participation. And that is when many victims begin to realize something they were never prepared for. Because the story doesn't end with the sentence. In many ways, it's only the beginning. A system begins tracking their progress. While no one tracks the lifetime sentence, victims are left to serve. And what most victims don't realize is this. There are several ways inmates can build a case for release behind the scenes the first day they enter prison. That's why my next video is important. 7 ways prisoners earn credits victims don't know about. And if no victims show up, the board hears one side, the offenders. And in a crowded prison system, it becomes easier to release someone when no one is there to remind them of the life that was taken. And that brings us to the difficult question. Should attending church in prison help someone get early parole? Faith does not bring back the life they took. It took my son and sentenced me and everyone who loved him to a lifetime without him. For many victims, hearing the person who killed their loved ones say they have found God or found religion does not bring comfort. It can reopen the wound of what was taken, our loved ones. When a drunk driver takes a life, the damage is permanent. Families do not receive credits for grief. Mothers do not get time off from the pain of losing a child. A parole board's role is to ensure public safety. That decision should be based on behavior, accountability, and risk, not appearances. Sitting in church service does not prove someone has changed. True, change shows over time through actions and accountability and responsibility. The man who killed my son can attend church while in prison, but my son Kenley will never have another tomorrow. What do you believe? Should attending church in prison influence parole decisions? Or should release be based only on accountability and public safety? Comment below. Respectful discussion matters. On this channel, we discuss what victims are rarely informed about, how parole truly works, and how to amplify your voice. If you want to understand the system from a victim's perspective, subscribe to DUI Shatters Lies, because if victims don't speak up, the system will move forward without them. Thank you.